everyone tonight. This guy in the car that's filming, it says a Marine plays the Marine Corps hymn to his fellow Marine in the car next to him. And I just love this. So I just want to share this with you. It's turned up. This is really awesome.
Semper Fi!
Semper Fi, brothers!
Semper-
Do or die!
Go! Let's go! Let's go, USA!
I love that. I thought it was so inspiring because that's what they always say. The recent passing of one of my loved ones was a Marine, and they all said, once a Marine, always a Marine. And they were all doing that type of stuff. So I thought that was really cool. I thought it was neat, and I wanted to share that. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I thought it was
my
great.
brother always said there is there are no ex-Marines, there's only former Marines.
Yep, that's it. And here's a little funny, though. I want to give everybody something to laugh. I don't know if you guys have seen this before we get started and dig into the nitty gritty of what's gone on this last week. Have you guys seen this? Every man is either gay or half gay. Have you guys seen this?
No.
Yeah, I saw this. Go ahead,
Oh,
Bruce.
I
Watch this,
just love
Bruce.
it.
Watch.
Yeah, this is
Funny.
great. Okay, you guys ready? Here we go.
People believe you're either born gay or straight. I don't think that's true at all. I think every man is either born gay or half gay. Still no? All right. What's your name? Chris, Rocky, good to meet you. Chris, you left-handed or right-handed? Right-handed. You throw a ball with your right hand? Boom, that's your masculine side, your manly side. You ever thrown a ball with your left hand? Yeah, that's your half gay side, bro. We've all done it. We've all done it, Chris, right? I'm like, hey, I'm gonna throw this ball so far, I'm gonna... Throw it back, Chris, throw it back. Throw it back. Gay, there it is.
Oh,
It's the whole left side of my body, too. I get into a fight, I get my right hand forward. I'm like, let's go, bro. Left hand, I'm like, girl, you better back up. I don't know why. I don't know why. I took 22 years of karate. I can kick with my right leg. I'm like, bam. Left leg, I'm like, don't. I don't know. I don't know why it is. Just know it's gay.
I thought it was funny, and I'm going to share that in the chat for anyone else that also thought it was funny, because I thought it was great. And it's nice to be able to laugh again, and not feel guilty for it. We should be able to laugh at ourselves every single day. And
You can laugh again? Just kidding. Play.
yeah, I can laugh. But I want more people to be able to laugh. So I'm going to share
Yes.
that real quick. I just thought it was hilarious. You didn't like it, Bruce?
It's kind of funny, but like,
It's true. I would love to see you throw your ball with your hand that you don't write with or paint
Throw
with.
his ball? Oh my.
Yeah.
Bruce, throw your balls, Bruce. It's kind of hard, right?
There you go. I just thought it was great to be able to laugh at yourself, knowing you're not perfect.
yeah, I'm completely not perfect, but like, I don't need a comedian to illustrate that to me because I fuck up so on a regular basis. It's great.
I know.
I exercise my fucking up muscles so well.
Yeah. But so has anything interesting happened to you guys today since it's Friday the 13th?
Not today.
Well,
Taking that.
no, I've been busy all day. I mean, I've been moving around the house, getting things organized. So my back went out a little bit because I'm lifting things up, moving some furniture and other things.
Yeah. Gotta be
The other
careful.
thing. Yeah, so then it went out. So I went, oh crap. So I'm dealing with it. I'm fine. I'll sleep early tonight, but I want to try and get a nice sleep tonight, just for heating pad. But I'm here. But Friday the 13th, it's always been something. It's always been, well, of course, as we all know, we grew up in the age of the Friday the 13th movie. And it's when it's all started. And then the whole horror genre picked off. Friday the 13th this, Friday the 13th that. So it's always been, it always had growing up, you always hear it.
Yeah.
So then that's what you get. You get that, and you know, it is what it is. So we can make light of it, parody of it. You know, take it for its original context or not.
Mhm.
But it's a day. You know. But again, it's a day. Look at what the hell's going on in the world. So you go, oh no.
Oh, yeah. What about you, Bruce? Besides a few bad things.
I went to work today and it was nice and dry. We could use the interstates and like there was no closed roads. It was really a good thing. So I was at work at like 3 this morning, did some usual work that I normally would be found doing, and then I was home because it was Friday. My boss said, "Oh, I don't want you working all day, so I'll just have you work a half day on Friday." And literally, I was home at 7 hours after I started, so or 7.5 hours. So it took me a half hour travel time, but that was my luscious day. And I sat there and I watched a couple episodes of that show Landman. I stopped watching The Rookie because The Rookie just sucked after season 2. I didn't want to think it
What
would.
show was The Rookie?
That's Nathan Fillion's show. He's a cop in Los Angeles, and boy, it's written by Los Angeles. It's all I'm going to fucking say.
Ooh no. Yeah, that's the one thing I actually stopped watching all television.
I started watching this show called Landman because everybody's been talking about it. It's Taylor Sheridan, and I don't know if Taylor Sheridan can write a woke show. I know I probably don't agree with anything he says personally, but I started watching Landman because a friend of mine said, "Dude, it's just like the shit we did in Midland." And I started watching it, and I started having like a PTSD flashback because, like, there's a scene where this guy is standing on top of a fucking flatbed loaded with these castings or these tubes, basically shoving down the ground for well sites.
Oh shit!
And this dumb motherfucker is standing there on top of it. I'm pissed off at everything, and he kicks what he's standing on, and everything falls down, and he gets crushed to death. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of like when my buddy Raul died, and he got hit in the fucking head with fucking the injector from the well site because they were using the wire line, and it fucking became unstable, and it was mounted to the top of the Christmas tree, and it came down and collapsed like most of his shoulder and got all the way through his rib cage. And by the time it was done, like everything, it was the bits that were starting up here were down his like his nutsack area, and he was good pretty bad. So I was watching the show. I'm on episode 9 out of 11, and I'm like, I got a lot of trauma from the oil field. Fuck.
I can see why. That's horrible.
I just buried all this nasty stuff with dark humor jokes and shit on top of it, and that was how I rolled with it. And up until I started watching Landman, I didn't really ever think about it. I just like, yeah, you're kind of mean spirited. You got some dark humor to you, Bruce. Probably shouldn't have you around the kids that much.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, but does it? Did you want to do that work, or was it something you had to do? What's your take? Well, money.
Money.
Money's always the motivator
There's a level
for anything.
of money I'd never seen before, you know. And then like when you're a year into your job and somebody says to you, "Hey, this is your 18-year-old kid. He's new. Why don't you show him around and don't let him go anywhere? He's your responsibility today." And for like 6 hours, you got this kid and he's following you around. He's telling you about his stuff. He's got a fiance, just bought a new truck.
Oh shit!
Fresh out of high school. But nobody tells me that he is like already worked a 12-hour shift before, and he stayed instead of going back to the hotel for the morning shift or the night shift at 6 a.m. He's staying on, and now I've got him. And then me and the safety guy get into an argument because like I need to have the kid. I said, no, he's supposed to stay here. He's supposed to be my shadow today. No, we need him. And I'm like, what the fuck for you need him for? He's here. He's new. You know, he's unskilled. Well, he was here when you were off that last week. I'm like, well, that's fine, but he's my responsibility today. So go fuck yourself. And so like somebody came over, they started talking to me, then the kid had to be taken off. And they put him in a van, but they didn't tell me he worked the previous shift. And then like 3 hours later, we find out he died behind the wheel of the van. And about as close to a felony as I'll ever have in my life happened that day, because I had to be dragged off a fucking safety officer at my job by a few guys. I was fucking pissed. And then they fucking told me, like, don't ever talk to that guy again. Don't ever do anything. Apparently that documentation got brought up in Joshua Salazar's the deposition for the investigation of his death. The parents got paid out like $1 million. And then I, kind of buried that. And like I said, like just watching this TV show, like all these stupid events happen because you don't have a safety officer on site. You have young men full of testosterone, think they're invulnerable, doing shit. And the entire time I'm watching this show, like I'm kind of going back into my late 30s when you're not supposed to have like a coming of age situation happen in your late 30s. But for me, it really happened because I was leveling up from going from retail worker to oil field hand, and my body was changing because I was actually having to use my body, swing those shoulders for the mallet work and all that. And it was completely different whenever you're like, oh, I'm doing pretty good, and I've got a head that's full of almost 4 decades of shit in there, and I'm mature compared to these 18, 20-year-old kids. And then you have a loss on the fucking job site, and your entire job site changes because now you've got to document a casualty for that day. You got to fucking secure an area that, whatever happened. You have to get photographs. You have to have fucking investigators, and everybody, your Texas Railroad Commission comes out, and it just turns into a literal shit show, which I love seeing the word shit show, by the way. Jen, you should take a shot every time I say shit show. But
no way, I won't make it.
So I just wanted to say that, like, this has been interesting. And then about 12 o'clock, 12:30, I started doing some other stuff, and I passed the hell out. I started my nap time. My usual nap time rolled around about 12, and I woke up a little bit later, had to get some stuff done for work, and now here I am.
Well, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it, both of you.
For inviting us.
It's not as much fun without a panel, to talk about all this shit with.
Yeah, so. I was so busy yesterday that early this morning I saw that you had a stream last night. I didn't even know.
I was talking about scammers and things like that because I like to do that a couple times a year because it's just shocking how many people meet somebody online and 2 days later they've got their address and phone number.
Yeah, you gotta be very careful online, especially. Well, I always say that the kids need to be more. Well, everybody needs to be very careful when going online, but especially children.
Well, yeah, but everyone's vulnerable, so you should just try to play safe. But the first thing I wanted to bring up. Oh, darn it, I did the same thing again. I clicked the wrong button. I want to bring up. It's this one. I thought this kid or this woman, it's not a kid, it's just a young woman. She's a truck driver. I thought she had something good to say. So here we go. I'm going to play it for you.
So I hear talk that there's a lot of people planning on doing protests out in the streets across the country soon. I just want to tell you a little fun fact about truck drivers. You see this thing behind me? 80,000 pounds. It takes nearly 2 football fields to come to a complete stop when we're driving at interstate speed. For us truck drivers out here, we're just trying to make a living. We're just trying to pay our bills, support our families, and go home. And I can tell you this, if you guys start standing out in the middle of the interstate, us truck drivers, we're not going to stop. You see, a truck driver by the name of Reginald Denny stopped once for a protest. Rather, it was more of a riot. And he got pulled out of his truck, and he got beaten to death. A man that had a family to go home to who was just trying to do his job. So if you decide to stand in front of one of these on the interstate for your little protest or whatever you want to call it, I call it domestic terrorism, I guarantee you that truck driver that fears for their life is going to do whatever they have to do to get themselves out of that situation where they feel they're in danger. And in that situation, the best thing for us to do is push that throttle to the floor.
I like it. I thought she was very impressive. And I'm going to share the link to that nice little video it's very informative in the chat for anybody later on that might watch this and want to watch it or share it with others because I really thought she was very informative. Don't you guys? And it's just nice to see truck drivers that care about their job and they're trying to, let people know how to be safe out there on the road, especially when you shouldn't be in the road, if you know what I'm saying. So I didn't know if you guys had seen that or not, but I liked it. Okay, and here is the next thing I thought was important to share with you guys. Here we go. I didn't know if you saw this, but I thought it was interesting because this Army secretary just dropped this bombshell because he claims he talked to an Army astronaut on the moon yesterday. Did you guys see this?
No.
So, and it was on Fox. So I thought, oh, well, this is interesting. I don't get that much stuff to do with stuff from outer space.
What?
So I thought I'd play this one.
As young Americans across the country get to see all of the amazing things that the Army has done, whether it's helping with floods in North Carolina or wildfires in California, or we talked to an astronaut yesterday who's on the moon, who's a soldier, including actually going to war and fighting to defend the freedoms that are that make our nation so great. We think this is going to be an incredible opportunity for the Army to fill up our pipeline for the years to come. As young Americans across the country get to see all of the amazing.
So
That's a repeat.
I paused it. Have you guys seen anything like this before?
No.
Now, I think he meant what he said. So do you guys think we have some kind of base or something on the moon?
Rewind that and play that again.
Okay, now listen to it again. But he does not seem like he's lying. I've watched it multiple times myself. He just seems like he's answering an interview, answering questions.
As young Americans across the country get to see all of the amazing things that the Army has done, whether it's helping with floods in North Carolina or wildfires in California, or we talked to an astronaut yesterday who's on the moon, who's a soldier, including actually going to war and fighting to defend the freedoms that are that make our nation so.
This guy?
Do what?
Who is this guy?
He's a
Army
U.S.
Secretary.
Army Secretary, Dan Driscoll.
That's so different because I would not expect this to come out, but okay.
But I just thought it was interesting. And I bet there's a lot of people who've never seen this because it was probably, once it came out, they probably said, well, don't air that. Maybe people won't notice it. But I noticed it and I saved it because I think it's important, especially if something does come up later that, oh, darn it, I just deleted it. Shit. I didn't save the... Remember, I told you my power went out and I was trying to save everything and reset it back up. Oh, shit. I'll have to get it's in the shit show chat. I'll have to get it. But I wanted to share that with everybody because I just thought it was very interesting what he said about us having an astronaut on the moon. I was shocked when I heard that because I was like, what? We have a base on the moon or something like that? That's going on that our government is not really telling anyone about. I mean, what's going on? With the Golden Dome or whatever. I don't know, but something. I just don't see him saying it and making it up. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the context. I found out what's going on. So essentially, what happened is he misspoke. So I'm reading here that he had a conversation with an Army officer, a general, on the ISS, International Space Station. International Space Station. Right. Flight engineer who's on it right now is a former general from the Army.
Well, that's interesting. Can you share that with the chat?
Yeah, I'll pull it up. I was looking online here.
I just thought, what? He didn't seem like he was lying. You know what I mean? He seemed 100% honest. I think that's great. I'm glad that you looked that up because that's real important. I would like to share that in the chat with everyone so that they can get the facts. I think that's great. But thank you so much. I really appreciate that. All right. Well, I hadn't seen it before, and I watched it 4 or 5 times, and I go, he doesn't seem like he's lying. So, but I didn't have time. Remember, I told you my power went out. I had a bunch of other things that happened, but I appreciate you looking it up, Ruben. But okay, let's see. The next one that I had to bring up was this one. I thought was pretty interesting. I don't know if you guys saw this. It says, today we explore people who destroy their own city. I just thought this guy was a hoot, and I thought you guys would get a kick out of it. So here we go.
Oh boy, the dummies are out again. This time they're mad because the country they live in are deporting illegal immigrants. You know, the thing every country in the entire world does. You think they even know that?
Quit your jobs! Be the good guys!
I'm not sure they understand how anything works. Some of them don't even know why they're there.
What are you gonna do? Huh? What are you gonna do?
I don't know, I'm just kind of here.
Just keep the finger up?
Yeah.
There you go.
You know, you'd think if you're waving the flag of the country these people are being sent back to, you'd be happy for them. I mean, they are getting a free ride back to your favorite place.
What's the purpose of bringing out the Mexican flags today here while we are in the United States?
Honestly, I have no idea, bro. I just came here to just show out. That's it, bro.
Boy, these people really are confused. Look at their leader.
Donald Trump!
A garbage pail kid, armed with a leaf blower.
If you have a fucking blower, bring it up!
Yeah, that'll stop them. How will they ever get past that wind?
Donald Trump! Fascism! Let our people free!
Could you imagine being in this crowd right now, standing next to this thing and repeating anything it says? If you're having a bad day, just refer to this scene right here and be thankful this isn't you. You'll feel much better, I promise you.
I was 12 then! I'm 44 now! I will die for my f***ing kids!
Oh boy, looks like he sent his foot soldiers out for their first side mission. Yeah, nothing says justice like stealing Sour Patch Kids from CVS. Oh yeah, and don't forget, you can't secure a revolution without stealing crop tops from Zara's. Bunch of demoralized opportunists. Ah, this is nice. Just your average happy-go-lucky fella attempting to kill Border Patrol agents with rocks. Yeah, that'll stop people from being deported. Yeah, you never see this in the Visit LA travel brochures. How many of these people do you think go home to a studio apartment that smells like old bong water and wet socks?
40% or more.
Meanwhile, in a small American town somewhere, a man drives through his entire state without a single dumpster fire on the road. Nobody throwing rocks at his cars, nobody burning the American flag, no garbage pail kids hanging off his bumper. Now, why doesn't that happen here, I wonder? Maybe because in some places, people actually like the country they live in. Imagine that.
Major Bass! If you can hear me, expect my ass in your office on Monday for attacking my children! This is our city, and this was Mexico! You can't kick us out of the land that was ours!
Oh, boy.
Oh my God. But that kid, when I first saw that come across my timeline, the kid that had the leaf blower and stuff, he reminded me of the young actor that was in the X-Men movie, you know, the one that made the giant fire bombs or whatever. That little actor, that's what he looks like to me. That's why I can't get him out of my head. But that is sad and pathetic, the whole thing.
I'm looking forward to this weekend. Like, I'm going to be watching Twitter here and there. Mm-hmm. When I'm running the game tomorrow, I don't want to fucking
so tomorrow, basically, while we're playing.
Yeah, I don't want to interrupt my game for any.
Go
ahead.
I said I was in that girl. I was going to say one thing. I was going to say she needs a Snickers bar, but if she did, she'd probably explode.
I don't want to talk about the shit going on tomorrow during game.
No, it's fine. We don't have to. But I'm just saying, we're going to be scrolling, you know.
Yeah, but I like the one time I really got pissed off was when the fucking deep state tried killing Donald Trump during the middle of my game day, and I'm like, you fucking piles of shit. I hope you fucking get killed. And I hate the elites, CIA, whatever asset people you want to call that fucking tried killing Trump. I'm so happy that the rooftop guy got it, and I just wish people that funded it would have got it too.
Yeah. I wish we could get to the bottom of it. I'm sure they have. I think.
Yeah, I mean, if we go to the Hamptons,
they
we can
figured
crash
it out.
out. We could crash out the Hamptons wedding party this weekend if you want to go see two completely ugly fuckers get married. I mean,
Oh, that's right. Aberdeen is getting married to that guy.
Aberdeen and Alex Soros,
Right.
the son of Satan himself. I'd love to see him get hit by a bus. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, terrible. But you know what? Who knows? I mean, at least he got himself a woman. I think she's a woman. Yeah, she's had a kid, so she is a real woman.
A real woman, yes, I get that, but I want to see him get hit by a bus. That's it. I hate him. I hate his entire family.
Well, until they run out of money, I don't see them ever ending. But I love this guy. I love Stephen Miller. I think he's passionate. I love what he's doing for the country, and that he never shuts up about it, just like Trump. So I like this video. So here we go.
For the love of God, where are the damages for Americans? Where do I even begin? Where do I even start? We used to have a functioning public school system in this country. Then we had open borders. Now our schools are in chaos and disarray. We need hundreds of translators. Nobody's learning how to read or write. An entire generation of Americans, multiple generations, in fact, have been robbed of educational opportunities. Entire cities. Look at Los Angeles. Once a paradise of safety, security, and prosperity. Entire neighborhoods occupied and controlled by foreign gangs. Where do all the residents who've been displaced, who've been forced out of Los Angeles, where do they go to get their reparations? And then what about the victims of fentanyl poisoning brought in by Democrats' open border? Hundreds of thousands of moms and dads whose kids are dead and buried in the ground. Where do they go to get their reparations from the government? And then all the women who have been raped, who've been beaten, who've been murdered, all the dads who've been shot dead and aren't home, all the police officers who've been slain by illegal aliens in ambush attacks in the line of duty. Where do any of these people go? Where do any of their families go to get reparations? Or the 500,000 children that Joe Biden trafficked across the southern border and put into the hands of unvetted so-called sponsors? Do you know how many stories I could tell you of children that were trafficked across the border and raped because of the policies of Joe Biden? There aren't enough volumes that could fit into a library to calculate the carnage that has been inflicted by the Democrat Party's policy of open borders. We can spend the rest of our lives trying to document those harms. Where does our whole country go to get repaid for all of the wealth, all of the prosperity and security that has been stolen from us by decades of uncontrolled illegal mass migration? Because we all deserve reparations for what has been stolen from us. It is a tragedy that defies our ability to even describe it.
I love him. And he's 100% true. 100% true. Every single thing he said. There is no way to ever repay all the people that have lost something just because of the Biden administration. I mean, there's just no way. And just like you said, there's not enough volumes to fill up all the information. It would take him forever to do that. And he's right. And it's sad that that's where we are in the world. And the fact that we have a president that is doing the best that he can with what he has in front of him to fix as much of it as he can. And now he's been handed another ass full of shit thanks to this whole thing with Iran. So I just don't know. I just don't know what we're going to do. I mean, it just seems like he can't get a break. They're not going to give him one. Just like I said, I think they're going to use this next 4 years to do nothing but shit. This every month after month after month.
Okay, we're seeing the Cloward Piven experiment go on this weekend because first Cloward Piven, they thought, oh, they're going to overload the system services until the system breaks. And you thought initially for the first, ever since 2008, you thought like, oh, they're going to bring in like welfare queens and shit from other states, other nations and countries, and that's how they're going to do it. Well, really, no. I mean, they did, but now this weekend is a more fun one. They're going to be doing the crime Cloward Piven, or Cloward Piven Crime Edition, as we should call it. and we're going to see protests all over. Supposedly, there's a map. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah.
Okay, all the little dots in the map. If the town has over like 8,000 people, they tried putting a blue dot there. I don't think the map is accurate. I do not think the map is accurate. I think it is a false flag. I think they're going to mainly just focus on the big cities for the big numbers, the big fucking media retweets and news coverage. I think we're going to see nothing in these smaller towns. Like they got one for Bernie scheduled. Bernie is where like Black Rifle Coffee and the unsubscribed guys, all those guys live. The vet bros of San Antonio live in Bernie, and they're telling you on this website like, oh, we're gonna have a protest planned for Bernie. Oh, I'm pretty certain the rooftop Koreans will look a little different than last time, but they'll be there, and it's going to be very interesting to see how this all turns out. But
what I'm worried about is they're going to have plants. They're going to have people dressed up.
Yeah, they're going to have plants.
MAGA stuff. They're going to have American flags, and then you're going to have people that act like tough guys or whatever to try to incite other people that are MAGA because they are standing there as a plant to take a beating or a pretend beating or whatever, or let's say one of them is holding the flag and they're waving it, and then somebody from the other side grabs it, throws it on the ground, and sets it on fire to try to incite other people on the MAGA side to step in and get in an altercation because of that. You see what I mean? They could use any tactic, people, and they will. They're willing to do anything to draw you into their craziness. So do not fall for this crap. Take care of your own homes and your families, and don't go and try to make problems with these people, because that's what they want. They want you to do a January 6th. That's what they want. I really believe that in my heart. So I don't want people to get into that. I don't want you to lose everything you've worked so hard for and prove them right. that just don't do it. It's not worth it. Let the police handle the problem.
Okay.
Protect your business and help your family protect their business. That's different. But don't go out in the street to fight them because they do something that you think is not right. Make sure the police call the cops and let the police do it. That's what I'm saying. Do you not agree with me or not?
I would say just have your, be ready. If you're in the house, you're already within 15, 30 feet of whatever item you need.
Yes.
I know some people carry in their house. I think that's kind of ridiculous, but they might live in a high crime area. You might be a Clevelandite. I don't know. And maybe you need it on your hip at all times because somebody might try to break in your kitchen.
Or maybe someone did break in and now you just want to make sure you're prepared.
However it may be, I would say don't be more than your house away from your stuff this weekend. I've got no plans to be outside. I know that sounds like a shocker, but I'm spending enough time outside as is. I'm okay with this. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's going to be as serious outside of the big cities as they are trying to inflate it. If you live in a big city, take a vacation, not be there. It'd be okay if your apartment building got leveled. You'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Take care of you this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm
telling you.
To
a beautiful city like Kerrville where they have a planned protest, and I guarantee you it won't happen. There'll be 7 people there. They'll be over the average age will be 58. They'll all be women and have over 13 cats each.
Maybe.
Have you been seeing the shit?
I don't have any cats.
Have you been seeing the shit that's getting planned right now? Have you been seeing
some of it?
People that are involved with this.
Mm-hmm.
The people involved with this got blue hair and fucking more wrinkles than the 3 of us combined.
Mm-hmm. Because they're getting paid to do something. They're getting paid to organize a small group here, and that person's getting paid, and that person's getting paid. Exactly. we just have to wait and see what happens. That's why I'm trying to say, don't let those people get you to do something that you normally wouldn't do just because you're upset. You know what I'm saying? Just don't fall for it, because that's what their whole plan is. I really have a gut feeling about it. I really feel their plan is to draw other people in and let you take the fall. That's what I believe. Are you okay, Ruben?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to bring up the next one now. Let's see. I think this is it. Yeah, this was pretty good. I don't know if you guys saw this or not. Okay, it wasn't an ICE raid. Okay, this is a sheriff, and he's clowning some of the protesters, but watch this. It's pretty good.
Hey everyone. Yesterday, my detectives were serving a search warrant on a cartel member where they took all of this drugs off the streets. We've got fentanyl pills, we've got cocaine, we got methamphetamines, we got gun seized from this cartel member. Here's the crazy part. Some idiots thinking it was an ICE raid came down in protest.
Go home and tell your families what you do for a living. Hey, hey, go home. ICE and cops have got to go.
You want to protest this not getting off the streets? That's insane. Stay out of Pinal County if you're going to commit crime. And I really want to thank my anti-smuggling unit for this long investigation. This was over a half-a-year investigation where they got 32 pounds of cocaine off the street and 22 pounds of methamphetamines off the street, to include the fentanyl pills. Thanks, guys. You're doing a great job keeping the county safe. Hey, everyone. Yesterday, my detectives were serving a search warrant.
So I wanted you to see that. Had any of you guys seen that before?
Nope.
Not that particular one, no.
Yeah, and which is awesome, because I was trying to get you to see that they are doing something. There's people right now every single day getting up, doing their jobs, saving trafficked children, saving trafficked humans, catching drug dealers and other criminals that are still, everyday crime is still happening, even with all this other stupid shit. Okay. So I like you guys to notice when your towns or your cities and your cops in your cities and towns and your sheriffs are doing their jobs. Okay. That's why we need to make sure we stay out of their way and let them do their jobs. And we'll all be happier, because we're all going to have safer places to live because we're letting them do their jobs. But yeah, I just shared that link in the chat with everyone. So if you want to share that with your friends and stuff, but I just thought it was great that he had to mention about how stupid, and that one of their cops videotaped the dumbasses across the street mad because they think they're ICE agents. Okay. And it's in their own neighborhood, or they wouldn't even have seen it. So these people were busting drug dealers across the street, and they are protesting. Oh, I just think it's ridiculous. It's gotten so bad that we have so many dumb people in our country that are blind to listen or anything. Just because it has a police siren on it, they're the bad guys. And we've got to make sure we keep sharing stuff like that to prove that they're doing their jobs, and to stay out of their way and let them do their jobs. But this was something I thought was really interesting, because you know how I'm always saying that I didn't believe in recycling, because I don't believe anybody recycles. And then we found this. This is what's so cool. This is in California, and that's one of the strictest states in the country when it comes to your garbage. I have friends that live in Marysville, and they had like 5 different trash cans. One, it was itty tiny. I mean, it looked a little bit bigger than a diaper pail is what it looked like. And that was for household garbage. Then they have one for cans, one for bottles, one for paper. And then they have another one for yard waste, like limbs, pine cones, that kind of stuff. Well, this guy caught these people, and these are all receptacles all over different areas, saying, different waste goes in this thing because they're going to recycle it, right? Now watch this.
Welcome to the progressive bastion of Marin County, California, where we environmentalists go out of our way to separate our refuse for a more sustainable planet. Residents can be fined up to $500 for not properly separating their trash. As you can see, the separating can be futile as all this trash is remixed in the truck and hauled to the landfill. This is at the end of Tiburon's Restaurant Row, where the restaurants diligently separate their waste into recyclables, compostables, and common trash. I witnessed bin after bin of meticulously sorted waste, several tons worth, dumped into the same truck, crushed, and hauled away. Recycling is not specifically mentioned in the book, but rent-seeking is, and so is virtue signaling. Make sure you audit your own local trash and recycling facilities. You may be shocked at what you find.
Now look at that. Look at all the cardboard, plastic, metal lids, looks like paint can lids or whatever, all mixed together. And you're telling me they're going to separate this when they take it to the landfill? They're not.
Recycling has always been a scam. It's always been a
I
scam.
know, and I've been saying that to people for a long time. The reason I knew this is because I knew a couple of people that worked through it, and they said, yes, we do recycle some things. They said, we'll go through, and there's certain papers that we can bleach out and shred, and we can use it again. But all the other stuff, unless it says 1 cent or 5 cents on the glass bottle, it all goes to the landfill. And it gets, guess what? They dig a big hole and they bury it. That's what happens to it. They burn some of it and then they bury it in the ground. So it's sad. See, Californians have fell for so much shit, and they pay so much in taxes for that type of stuff, and they're just taking it to the dump. So it's sad. I feel sorry for these people because they don't understand how bad off they really are, because they don't want to know. You know what I mean? It's like, it's best to pretend to be stupid. But so hello, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. I hope you guys are having a great night. It's Friday the 13th, so I thought we would I would dress in my alien outfit tonight, since I'm in my true form, since it's the 13th of the most unlucky day of the year.
So wouldn't your human form be it's the alien form?
No, this is what I really look like every day. So that's why. I'm just kidding.
Yes.
But it's fun. And I haven't dressed up in a while, so I figured I'd do it tonight. Give me a reason to. Plus, I needed it. I've had a horrible week. I've had so many bad things happening, and hopefully it'll get better this next week. And I have a rash, a really bad rash everywhere.
Oh, no.
And I think it's from the tanning bed. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm so itchy. And I've been trying not to take Benadryl because I'll be asleep. But some of this stuff is pretty interesting with these. I got this video I found of the sheriff, the Florida sheriff, laying down the law. Have you guys seen that? So I'm going to play it for everybody so you guys can hear it. It's pretty good. Yeah, here we go.
So I'm gonna break it down for you. All right. And if somebody wants to know what I mean by turn violent, all right, this is what I mean. If you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail. Let me be very clear about that. If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail. If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail tired, because we are going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street. If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and in jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead. We're not going to play. This has got to stop. You're watching what's taking place out there. You're seeing police officers that are being attacked, being spit on, being put in harm's way just for doing their jobs. You're seeing ICE agents that are being targeted for doing their jobs. And you're seeing obstructionists that are doing all of this, standing in the way of law and order. Not here, not in this.
Awesomeness. I love this guy. I'm going to share that video in the chat. But we need more sheriffs. We need more of these type of sheriffs. Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
I would love Texas to get more like Florida in that aspect. We got this shithole named Austin, and I would love to see Austin just either get flooded or I don't care. Like,
Now, don't forget Laredo. Just kidding.
I've heard the same thing from people that live in Houston because they wish Houston would get cleaned up, but they're in bad shape.
All Houston needs is a good hurricane.
Oh, really?
Well, I think it's that time. Yeah. My back's really bothering me, and I want to basically get the heating pad, and I have things to do in the morning.
Yeah, to go take care of yourself. But thank you so much for hanging out with us. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, everybody just keep everything's going well. I'll let you know, everybody. Just very briefly, I will be putting videos out shortly, probably in the next few weeks, probably around July. So I've been doing a lot of the health stuff because I've been going to doctors and stuff. I have a lot of appointments coming up in July, so I'm fine. Just I'm just doing a lot for health wise, so I can get better. Anyway, take care, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Have a wonderful day. Follow me everywhere, and more things are coming soon. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye. See you later. Aw, I'm so thankful. He seems like he's doing a little better, though, than last time. He seemed to have a little more energy. I'm just sorry they hurt his back. See, that's what happens. As soon as you start to feel good, you start trying to do more, and then you hurt yourself again. That's just the way it is. But this next video that I found, I thought was pretty good too, because it's in Florida, another person in Florida, but this is the governor of Florida, and I thought he did it really good at this. So here we go.
And we also have a policy that if you're driving on one of those streets and a mob comes and surrounds your vehicle and threatens you, you have a right to flee for your safety. And so if you drive off and you hit one of these people, that's their fault for impinging on you. You don't have to sit there and just be a sitting duck and let the mob grab you out of your car and drag you through the streets. You have a right to defend yourself in Florida. And we also have
wanted to share that because not a lot of people get to hear that from their governors. You're driving down the road and you're at a red light and you have to stop because it's a red light. And then you have a group of people that walk out in front of your vehicles and the light turns green and they get signs and stuff. And then they start leaning on your vehicle, pushing on your vehicle, throwing stuff at your vehicle, things like that. And you have the right to leave. You know what I mean? You shouldn't have to be put in that situation, especially
kidnapping
by yourself, or you have your kids in your vehicle with you, or groceries, or who knows what, or maybe you're just on your way to work. So I like the fact that we have governors and sheriffs that are starting to come out and saying, my people have the right to protect themselves, and we're not going to hold them accountable if they're trying to flee from being killed or hurt or maimed, or they're in fear of their life. So I think that's awesome. And I'm thankful that we do have a few people willing to come out and say that kind of stuff. But it doesn't happen enough. We don't have enough governors that are willing to do that. I remember early last year, when Sarah Huckabee Sanders went on TV and said that she was not going to let China purchase any land in the state of Arkansas at all. And that they had already pulled deeds and stuff like that when they found out that China was buying property in Arkansas. And I'm still seeing it now more. I'm starting to see more and more people griping about China being able to purchase farmland and stuff like that. But my governor was I think the first one that went public and said that wasn't going to happen in the state of Arkansas. So what's scary to me is thinking about people like Bill Gates, coming over here and buying up all this farmland and using money that was given to him by China, so that he can make lab-grown meats and things like that. That's what's scary. So that's what's hard, because these people are very good at hiding stuff they don't want you to know about. So they've done it for so long and they're so good at it they just make sure that there's 5 or 6 different hands all involved, and it's hard to weed out whose hand is in charge. You see what I mean? And so we just have to be diligent about trying to stay on it as much as we can and share information if we find out that you're suspicious about this whole bunch of land next to you that just sold, and ask questions. Find out who bought the land. Because it might just be someone who was trying to get out of one state into a decent state and have land where they feel like they could protect themselves on. So it may not be nothing. It may not be nefarious at all. But if you don't ask any questions, you're not going to know for sure, are we? So, yeah. So, okay, here's another one of the things. This is one of the ones that you wanted me to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
The Democrat governor one.
Yep.
So here we go. I'm going to pull that up for you. I think this is it. See, I'm so bad at this. I think this is it, but I want to make sure. Yeah, I pulled it up. Yay. Okay, so I'll let you, I'll scroll for you.
Down and okay, so what's going on? Take it all the way back.
Okay. So you want me to start it or let you talk about it a little bit first and then make it bigger?
Just to start this off, we had 3 governors that have sanctuary states and policies in play.
Mm-hmm.
And they were dragged in front of Congress today, where many nice Republicans, nice law-abiding people, I'm not going to say Republicans, I'm going to say law-abiding, lawfully preferred society types got to grill these fuckers. So let's start the tape.
Okay, I'm gonna make it. This one's the first one. Make sure it's turned up. And
do you believe that the Biden-Harris administration secured the border? You mentioned it's the federal government's role to secure the border to protect Americans from illegals entering the country, I guess. Do you think they did a good job of that?
I think the border has been broken for a very long time through many administrations. It's one of the reasons why Vice President Harris was advocating so strongly for the bipartisan bill.
Did she mention her role as the borders are when you all were out campaigning? Or?
Not that I can recall, other than that we talked about the need to pass the bipartisan border legislation that would have done many of the things that, as a governor, I know would have made our jobs easier.
But President Trump secured the border without any legislation. I mean, that was kind of a myth that was in the media and a Democrat talking point that we needed legislation to secure the border. The border's secure.
Everything's fixed.
That's step one. Step two is to deport the criminal illegals, and that's where we're facing obstruction in your all state. Do you believe that?
Okay, so there we go. There's the first one. And hold on, gotta make it. There we go. So now we'll go down to the next one. And then play this second video.
Share your screen. Share your screen, Janet.
What?
Share your screen.
Oh, God dang it. I'm so sorry. Oh, I forget I have to do that every time. So stupid. Oh, sorry, people. Okay, here we go. All right, now we can see it. Here it is.
Go to this second one.
Yeah, right here. This is the one I was on, and I'm going to start it over again. I'm so sorry, everybody, but thank you, Bruce, for telling.
Ms. Stefanik from New York.
Thank you. Governor Hochul, on your first day in office, you signed Executive Order 1. Is that correct?
I believe it is.
And you extended this executive order not once, not twice, but 3 times, most recently January 16th this year. Is that correct?
If that's what your facts show, I signed countless executive orders.
I would assume you'd know it's Executive Order 1. And this is a continuation of your predecessor sanctuary state policies, correct? Is included in that.
I want to be sure we are defining sanctuary state properly.
I'll define it for you. It is the policy of the state that state officers or employees shall not disclose information to federal immigration authorities for the purpose of federal civil immigration enforcement. It goes on to say, law.
This is Elise Stefanik.
Mhm.
She's a rep. She's not new to the game. She's been in office since 2015. And here she's just eviscerating. Look at that haughty cunt in the center of the screen there. That's fucking Kathy Hochul. That's the governor of New York State. And I'm not going to say any libel here, but I'm just going to say if Let Them Eat Cake was a person, go ahead, Janet, play.
That's her.
Enforcement officers may not use resources, equipment, or personnel for the purpose of detecting and apprehending any individual suspected or wanted for violating a civil immigration office. Law enforcement officers have no authority in the state of New York to take any policy action solely because the person is an undocumented alien. That's a quote in your executive orders that you extended. Now, do you know who Sakir Akan is?
I want to get back to the first part.
No, I'm asking a question. Do you know who Sakir Akan is?
I want to make sure you understand that this simply says that we will cooperate with ICE.
No, it does not say that. I read what it says, and let me talk to you about the results. Do you know who Sakir Akan is? You should, as the governor of New York State. Do you know?
Refresh my recollection.
He was an illegal migrant in New York. And do you know what crime he committed in addition to being here illegally?
No, I do not.
You do not. This was widely reported. He found a 15-year-old girl, threatened her with a metal pole, told her to get into the back seat of his car. He took her clothes off, and he violently raped her in Albany, New York. Do you know who Sebastian Zapita Khalil is?
I'm sure you'll tell me. There's many cases, whether they're
These are high-profile cases. New Yorkers know about them, and you don't.
What?
I'm sure you'll tell me.
Yeah. She's a piece of shit. And she knows that her children will never be harmed because she's got 24-hour guards. She doesn't give a shit about the people in her state.
So let's talk about Sebastian Zapita Khalil. Do you know who that is?
I don't have the specific details at my disposal, no.
Well, this is an illegal migrant in New York because of your sanctuary state policies. Do you know what crime he committed?
I'm not familiar at this moment.
I bet you're going to be familiar when I remind you. He found a sleeping woman on the subway, lit her on fire, and burned her alive. This is in Hochul's, New York. And as I'm sure you are aware, and I'll remind you, that ICE issued an order to detain this violent criminal, but that was rejected by New York officials due to sanctuary state laws. Now, do you know who Raymond Rojas Basilio is?
I just want to say this. These crimes are horrific.
Because of your sanctuary state policies.
In all of these cases, we would work with ICE to remove them.
You did not in this case. They are walking on the streets because of your policies and your executive order that you signed 3 times. Now, Raymond Rojas Basilio, do you know who that is?
I'm telling you this. I will explain to you the policies of New York. We cooperate with, I know you're just trying to.
You do not. Specifically, ICE was told not to detain this individual, and he burned a woman alive on the New York subways in Kathy Hochul's, New York. So I will keep on going. What about Raymond Rojas Basilio? Do you know who that is?
I'm going to tell you our overall policy, which will address all this.
I'll tell you who that is. He is an illegal who molested an 11-year-old in our state because, again, of your sanctuary state policies. This illegal was shielded from federal immigration enforcement and able to commit this heinous crime. And what about Wilson Castillo Diaz? Do you know who that is?
I'm telling you this. We do cooperate fully with ICE in criminal prosecution. Our sanctuary
You're not advocating for these victims.
Only deal
this
with
is a 5-year-old who was raped on Long Island in Nassau County. You are not advocating on behalf of these victims. You are shielding illegals. Even in your opening statement, you prioritize putting illegals first.
That is not
Rapes of young girls, beatings of NYPD cops by illegals who are here under Kathy Hochul's failed policies, burning New Yorkers alive. This is Kathy Hochul's New York. It's one of the many reasons why you're hemorrhaging support from hardworking New York
These are
families.
horrific crimes, and they're heartbreaking.
They're horrific crimes that are committed on your watch. You signed this executive order on your first day in office. You signed it again and again this January. We deserve a governor who stands up for law-abiding New Yorkers, doesn't put illegals first, but actually puts New Yorkers first. I appreciate
Rather than going after the viral moment, I suggest you look at the facts.
I'm standing up for New Yorkers. No. Rather than addressing the illegals in New York, you are prioritizing your far-left sanctuary state policies, which you put in place with executive orders.
Wow, she kicked ass.
Yeah,
Whoever,
that's Elise Stefanik.
yeah, she kicks ass. She is someone your state should be very proud. Finally, put somebody like her in office to be able to do the
New
job.
Yorker, I think. New Yorker or New Jersey.
Yeah, but the thing is, somebody cared enough to make sure that woman was able to be in a position where she could do something.
Mm-hmm.
So, is there another video down here? Is this it?
Or share your screen.
Okay, I know, but is this it? I want to make sure I click on the right one.
I don't see what you're doing. I see your beautiful face.
Oh, fuck. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cuss, but I did. Okay. All right. This was the video we just watched right here. So I'm going down. And do we want to do this one now?
Yep.
Okay.
Go ahead and get that all the way up and all the way out. There you go.
Here we go.
You said earlier that the ICE agents under the orders of President Trump are a modern-day Gestapo.
Remember
that? Do
that?
you realize
I do.
how disgusting a phrase that is, considering the history of Nazi Germany? Would you like to recant that statement?
What I said, Congressman, and I have a long history of supporting law enforcement, I said President Trump was using them as his modern-day Gestapo, not identifying who you are, coming up in unmarked vans, taking people away and giving...
Is it the responsibility of ICE to actually deport illegal aliens in the United States who are here? Isn't that their responsibility?
Pause it,
yes, it is, Congressman, except...
Okay. Tim, little tampon Tim there, he's upset about unmarked vehicles. But anytime I've ever seen any municipal, state, local authorities roll up on anything that's worthy of like actual action, I never see them roll up in clearly marked vehicles. They're always unmarked. Those are always the ones that will get the problems taken care of. And this guy here just doesn't fucking stand. Go ahead and send it on to Jan.
Well, I want to add one thing to that. Also, it makes common sense to have unmarked vehicles if you're going to do a raid to arrest people that are here illegally, which are pretty much going to hide. And everybody and their brother's going to help hide them in their yards, in their sheds, in their vehicles, or wherever, if they know someone's coming to get them. So that makes perfect sense that they would use unmarked vehicles to obtain them.
I guess we could move to Minnesota where everything comes at you like clearly labeled, one at a time.
If that's even what they do. But yeah, this is a pathetic piece of shit that I see in front of me right now on the screen. And I'm so thankful that we dodged that bullet.
That the Constitution is not an inconvenience. It's not an either or.
Nobody said an
do your
inconvenience.
job
You have a responsibility to deport illegal aliens. And the president is going through that process right now. And let's be very clear, the previous administration, they abused every process there is under border laws to allow more than 10 million people into the country illegally. And this is a burden on all Americans. And so the president is doing his job. So it is sick to refer to Americans who are ICE agents as Gestapo. Governor, you're wrong. You need to apologize to these agents. They're doing their jobs. They are Americans. They serve this country with honor and decency and respect. Do not diminish their work simply because you tried to make a cheap point that you could tweet. I yield back.
Awesome. He did a good job too.
Mm-hmm.
So hold on, let me minimize this again and not stop sharing. I'm gonna keep it. So I'm gonna go down to this next one. This is it right here, right?
Yep.
Okay.
This is the one where Jigglypuff, the representative, gets involved.
I don't see a video with this one.
It says watch again.
That's this one. That's the one we just watched.
Okay.
So I was going to the next one. Can you see that?
The
President of the United States. There we go. Let me pause and then make it bigger.
Yep.
Can you still see it?
I can see it perfectly.
Okay, perfect.
The
President of the United States benefited financially and personally by having a broken immigration system that keeps our immigrant neighbors in a broken system that doesn't allow them to come out of the shadows. Why? Because that's cheap labor. Let's be honest. They're arresting dishwashers, people at Home Depot at work, and their donors benefit You know it. The restaurant industry benefit. They know exactly what they're doing. If they even wanted to fix this immigration system, they'd go to the people that employ them. And we know it. Now, detention centers. Guess who's going to benefit from private detention centers and holding our immigrant neighbors? They're donors. So shame on us in bringing these governors here when we know exactly what is happening here. This is all for profit, all for cruelty, and fear and division. Fix our economic system in our country. People are starving. People can't afford basic needs. And you're ripping our loved ones away from us because you don't have the courage to fix our broken immigration system. It's been inhumane for decades. Shame on us, both Democrats and Republicans, for not doing what's right in this chamber and doing what is right for the American people and making sure we're not separating families. With that, Mr. Chair, I yield.
Okay. I've seen her before, and she always is that way.
Yeah, Rashida Tlaib is Jigglypuff. If Jigglypuff were a person, she just is out loud, and she's just disgusting.
It's funny how they always can say, "Oh, we need to fix this," but you're in office for many, many years, and you do nothing. You make no attempt to do it until it's in your face. You know what I mean? So here's another one. I'm gonna fix this one. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Understand about yes or no? Like, what can't you comprehend about yes or no questions? Do you still want to abolish ICE? Do you still want to abolish ICE? Yes or no?
Said I wanted to abolish ICE.
Didn't you march in a rally calling for ICE's abolishment?
Not that I can recall, Congressman.
Well, according to widespread media reports, you did.
And the media is always correct.
How do you rate Kamala Harris's job as border czar? I want a number between 1 and 10. How was she as border czar?
I wouldn't have a way to measure that. I was not in the administration.
Weren't you her running mate for vice president?
As in the campaign.
And you can't rate her role as border czar on a scale of 1 to 10. Was she great at 10 or was she a 1? Terrible.
I think her proposal that she put forward to make sure we had the bipartisan immigration.
It wasn't bipartisan. Did you ever personally speak with Kamala about Joe Biden's cognitive collapse?
Not that I can recall, Congressman.
Not as her running mate for vice president. You never once talked to her about the president and why she was nominated instead of him.
No, not that I can recall.
What kind of operation were you guys running over there?
I was more concerned with Donald Trump's cognitive.
Thank God he's president and J.D. Vance is vice president and not you. Have you ever served in a combat zone, Governor?
I have not, Congresswoman.
Okay. Are you still friends with school shooters?
I have never been a friend with a school shooter.
Didn't you say you were friends with school shooters on the debate stage?
Oh, Congresswoman.
Yeah. Is bullying, my mom was a teacher. I'm a high school dropout. We can talk about that later. Is bullying okay?
Is bullying okay as a teacher?
Is bullying okay? Yes or no? Is it okay to bully somebody?
I think there's a time to push back at a bully. So yes, I do think there's a time.
So you think it's okay to bully others?
I think it's okay to bully the bully at times.
Well, you're showing that the Democrat Party is the party of violence. Were you at Tiananmen Square?
Have I been to Tiananmen Square? I have.
Were you at Tiananmen Square?
I have been at Tiananmen Square.
When were you there?
Oh, as I recall, January of 1990.
Okay. What is a woman? What is a woman is the question.
I'm not sure I understand the question here.
Well,
What do you want me to say?
I want you to say that a woman like me is an adult human female, that men can't become women. You guys are the party of violence, and you're the party erasing women. You don't respect us. You're a bigot. You're a misogynist. You're a sexist. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
I love her too.
Nancy Mace is a firefighter.
Yeah, I love Nancy Mace. I've watched lots and lots and lots. I did a lot of lives, streams with Nancy Mace in there asking all these questions. And I wish more people could see these videos and stuff because the news isn't going to play this. And I hope that we get to find out soon about all this stuff right here, about all these interviews and what they come out with. So is this another one right here?
Believe so. Is it? No,
it's just a picture.
Are you calling for ICE agents to be brought to a tribe?
Sorry. But now, because it said it was a thread. I'm seeing if there's anything else on there. I think that's it without the governors.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So let me stop that one. Okay. All right. Now here is another one that Bruce wanted to talk about tonight. So I'm going to share this and let him.
Make sure you share it.
I'm going to let him revel in this one.
Oh yeah. Bring it up.
Okay, here we go. Making it bigger and turning up. So I'm going to let you enjoy this one.
I shot me in the nuts, and now I'm losing a ball. Surgery is tomorrow.
That's got to be the worst thread ever.
I shot me in the nuts.
Supposedly,
yeah.
Supposedly he was at a protest and he got a little handsy or a little aggressive with somebody, and they decided to drop the barrel down to his nether regions and discharge it.
Yeah, this was a guy was at a protest supposedly, and he got shot in the nuts. Oh, it sounds terrible. And now he's going to lose a nut. Well, maybe it's good for him because now the shooters who be shooting out be less likely to make babies with them. So we'll all be better off, right?
I can only hope, right?
At least that's how I'm going to look at it. But oh my God, that was funny. So hold on, let me see. What was he?
Shot me in the nuts. You got to have that one on like speed dial.
Oh God, it was funny. Let's see. I think this is enjoy this video. Let's see if this right. I gotta make this bigger. Okay, you guys ready? Here it goes. What house employee conduct crisis management.
Right. Excuse me? These eggs are running. Can they be cooked again?
And my waffle is burnt. Can I get a new one?
If a situation like this arises, please do not throw hands. We know it's tempting, but court dates cut into smoke breaks. Instead, try using de-escalation phrases like, "Buy a waffle and then eat around it, bitch." Or my favorite, "The f*** did you expect? This is Waffle House." Remember, our goal is to reduce physical altercations by 12%. We crunched the numbers, and the only company to pay their employees more to fight was the UFC. So that means no uppercuts on the clock, and if you must square up, clock out first, like management does. Now let's see how the associate handles the situation.
My waffle is burnt. Can I get a new one?
Oh, your waffle is burnt? Then eat around it, bitch.
Excellent. The customer will receive exactly what they asked for, and a little extra. Congratulations, you've completed our core training. Now let's take a look at a few situations you'll be learning in our next training video. What to do when a customer brings a raccoon inside. Proper spatula stances during a brawl. What to do when a waffle is used as a weapon. How to tell if those are firecrackers or gunshots. Safely retrieving a tip from an active crime scene. How to properly scramble eggs during a race war. Acceptable slurs for you to say after you've been hit in the head with a coffee maker. Where to ash your cigarette when you're cooking on the grill. And is it acceptable to blow into a customer's breathalyzer so their car will start? Remember, it's not just a Waffle House, it's a waffle home.
It's a waffle home. Oh, I love that. That is so funny. I'm going to share that in the chat with everybody. Anyone that wants to share that Waffle House training video. I just think that's awesome. Holy crap, that's funny. But yeah, that was really funny, Bruce. I'm glad you got me to watch it, but because I had never seen it before.
I thought it was great.
It is funny.
I thought that was perfect.
Okay, I'm going to bring up this this outrage in Canterbury, New Jersey. So hold on, I got to get it up, bring it up there for you. All right, you ready? I'm bringing it. I'm getting it right now.
I don't see it. I see your beautiful face. Oh, there we go.
Okay, sorry, it took me a minute. There you go.
All right, so this is another American legacy that's on the chopping block. And this time, well, this is Deep Blue, New Jersey. not exactly friendly territory for us, where local officials are ramming through a plan to bulldoze a 175-year-old family farm in the name of affordable housing. NJ.com reported that Chris Henry stood before the Cranberry Township Committee, pleading with officials not to rip his family's heritage from the soil their great-great-grandfather purchased in 1850. The Henry family, whose parents both served in World War II and whose mother's name is etched into the town's war memorial, is now watching bureaucrats prepare to seize their 21-acre farm by force, and their crime? Refusing to sell. The family has poured over $200,000 into preserving the historic Middlesex County farm, which is currently leased to a local rancher who raises sheep and cattle. Despite the property's agricultural use and historical importance, the Cranberry Township Committee voted unanimously in May to move forward with seizing the land through eminent domain. All this to meet a state-mandated housing quota pushed by far-left courts and Trenton bureaucrats. So the Cranberry officials are moving forward with plans to seize the 21-acre farm through eminent domain. Is going to be for the construction of affordable housing. They plan to pay the family a fair price for the land, even though the Henry brothers don't want to sell. And the brothers are making a final push to save the land. We're asking the township committee to look at other alternatives that don't require this blunt force method of eminent domain against a family that does not want to sell the property, Chris Henry states. The family's plea comes as Cranberry races to meet a June 30th deadline to submit its affordable housing plan to the state. The township is required to build 265 affordable housing units over the next 10 years, part of a statewide mandate that has stirred controversy in some towns. By 2035, municipalities across New Jersey must add or renovate more than 146,000 affordable units under quotas established by the state. The mandate stems from the Mount Laurel Doctrine, a series of New Jersey Supreme Court rulings that require towns to provide their fair share of affordable housing in the region. And that was written by Jim Hoft, the Gateway Pundit. Go ahead, Janet.
Wow, that is really sad.
Mm-hmm.
To know that somebody would have a piece of land that's been passed down for generations, and they say they don't want to sell. But because somebody has their mind on this is exactly where we need to have it for it to fit in here, there, and this or whatever, instead of looking at any other area that they could build, to me, doesn't make any sense. Unless the other people they already went to and they offered, they asked for way more money than they're willing to pay. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like if someone came and said, hey, we want your property, I would say, okay, give me $10 million and I'll sell it to you. And if they say no, then say, oh, well, then it goes down the road.
Yeah, that's all they're doing.
That's what I would do. And the thing is that now for some reason, certain people are allowed to get the right to use eminent domain. I don't understand how that's, it seems like that would be a lot more people involved in that. How many people are involved in the group that decides who they're going to take someone's land away from them? Especially if they've paid their taxes and done everything properly all this time. And then all of a sudden say, oh, well, we don't give a shit. You've been a good person or a good family, paying taxes over generations. We're still going to take your property. I mean, it's ridiculous. That sounds like something that happens in China, not America. So I think it's terrible. I wish they weren't doing it. But that's all I pulled up. I didn't have anything else for tonight. I was finished.
Fair enough. I mean, we're 90 minutes into the show, and if you have anything else you want to discuss, we can pop it up. Where are you going to be at next week, Janet?
Let's see. Tomorrow we're gonna be playing in your game, and then Sunday we're gonna do the movie The Abyss, right?
Yep.
And it's gonna be fun. I haven't seen it in years. I'm so excited about watching it again. And then let's see. Wednesday I think I play in Bears game on Wednesday, the 18th, and then I gotta go We'll do the Thursday and Friday show, but then Saturday I get to go to see Kid Rock in concert. I'm so excited.
Nice.
At the Arkansas State Fair. It's called Rock the Country. I've been playing his outro for his, my outro is his concert information. And I'm excited because I got tickets way back. Remember back when he did this special thing when he first released it? And if you got in at a certain time, you could get tickets. And I got VIP tickets. So I'm real excited about it. Platinum. We got platinum seats. So it's going to be great.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
I'll try to get pictures and everything because, I know they're going to be real strict about that kind of stuff. But I'll definitely share as much as I can get. But it's going to be fun. I'm excited.
Well, you've done your best to, provide for your family and have a nice home and have a beautiful set of chickens. And, I can understand where you want to go and relax.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. And it's going to be cool because I haven't seen any of these other bands before, these other groups, and I've never seen Kid Rock before. So it's all going to be all new stuff and to do something I haven't seen, because I've gone to Jazz Fest year after year, things like that. And that's beautiful. That's beautiful. It looks like a fairy tale dragon.
Fairy dragon is exactly what it is.
It is? Oh, it's so pretty. It looks like something, like a nice Barbie, that's a fairy Barbie would be riding on its back.
I'm going to use it for a little bit darker purpose, but that's just me.
Oh, yeah, I know. I figured you would be. But it turned out good. Can you turn it around a little bit and stuff so I can see it?
Hold on.
It's funny that you use so much colors in it because I've never seen you make anything so colorful.
Well, I didn't paint this all the way. A friend of mine, I gave it to Chris's wife, and she painted it up.
Oh, okay. Because I'm going to say it wouldn't hurt you.
I did the eyes, I did parts of the water, but usually I don't use a lot of pastel work.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I went, wow, Bruce, that's really beautiful.
I've got colors. I just don't use them. I do a lot of realistic browns and shut.
I love the crystal ring, wings. They look crystal, like they're glass, like they'd shatter.
This is going to be a new miniature that Reaper produces over the next couple of years. They're going to bring this one out, and I can't wait.
Oh, that one's really, really interesting.
I think this is one of their better figs. I'm very impressed with it. I love the way it came out.
Did she like painting it too?
She loved it.
Oh, well, that's awesome. I hope she can find some other ones that she enjoys because she did a good job. I really think it's beautiful. I love its wings.
Yeah.
So pretty. And I love the way that it's got that 3 tones of color in its face, like as it's slowly spinning around. And I don't know why, but something about the white eyes are really intriguing.
No, I got the eyes done. I was the one that did the eyes.
Yeah, I like that. I like the white eyes. It almost feels like it's got, it's soulless, but it's not black. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I was going for the soulless look.
It does look soulless, like it's possessed by something else that's not in its right mind or whatever. It has that look to me, but it's so pretty. It's like it took something beautiful and made it evil. I don't know. Hopefully, that's not.
I'm sorry,
but it is pretty. I like it a lot. Does your wife think it's pretty too?
She does. She thought it was really gorgeous.
I think it's gorgeous too. I've never seen anything like that from your collection. I was like, what is going on? But it's good. I like it. Is that its tail right there? That little.
Yeah. This little piece right here.
Yeah. It's really pretty. It almost looks like a hand, like you can use it to grab things. I like it. Very good.
Very much love these. Okay.
You can set it up to where it spins on its own.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really nice. Oh, hi, Joe's Atmosphere. He said he went and saw Kid Rock 19 years ago. You know, I'm surprised because I haven't really started listening to Kid Rock at all until I was in a space and we were talking about different kinds of music and different people that were supporting Trump. And there was this guy named Tom that plays, he does like rap and stuff, and he writes his own stuff with him and his girlfriend, and they make their own videos and all that. And he's a huge conservative. And I listened to a couple of his videos, you know, of music songs. And I was like, I like it. Some of it's pretty good. So I started listening to him. And then someone played, what was the name of the song? We the People in a space. And I was like, this is a kick-ass song. I really loved it. So I really like them so far, the music that I've gotten to hear. So I'm really excited by seeing his stage presence and stuff and see, you know, what I think about it. I think I'm excited about that. So, and plus it's been a long time since I've been to a concert. God, I think it's been like 5 years or more since I left, you know, Louisiana. I haven't been able to, I haven't really gone to anything, you know, really done anything. And I still got so much stuff to do because when I come back, I got to buckle down and cut down trees, chop up limbs, and haul shit away. And I'm not looking forward to it. So, but we'll see what happens. But so you got plans on that Saturday when I'm not here? You're still gonna play, right? You're gonna play your game?
I think we are. What Saturday is it?
It's not. I think it's this next Saturday coming up, following weekend.
Okay.
What is that? The 21st. It's at the Arkansas State Fair.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. Because I got VIP parking, so I can park with my little tag, you know, and I will go right there and then leave. And what, you got something you want me to show?
Yeah.
Add to the stage. Oh, it's your lumberjack woman.
Why not?
Yeah.
What if Janet's going to hire Gia Armani to come over to her house and clear all the land for her?
I wish I could afford it. I would. I'd videotape her too.
Apparently, she's not only a wood splitter, she's a model too, which, you know, no surprise.
Yeah, I can tell by looking.
Yeah.
And she stays in good shape because she chops wood.
She completely handles wood.
Mm-hmm. And it's probably relaxing for her. Just like each of us, we each have these different things that we like to do, and it's relaxing, right? Mm-hmm. Every time you grab one and you can envision it before it's got any color at all, and you start to see it coming to life. And as it comes to fruition, it's almost you get a sad feeling that, oh, well, I'm done now. I have to find something else to inspire me. So it's the same thing, you know, for every artist, I think, depending on what it is that you're doing. But yeah, I'm glad that I like being with all these people that I've met in my, you know, my nerd friends or whatever you want to call us. But because you guys are all inspiring in different ways by different things that you're interested in doing, which I like a lot. But I want to say thank you to everybody who showed up and hung out with us on Rumble and on X and on YouTube. Really appreciate it. And I'm thankful that Ruben got to come hang out for a little while. And hopefully he's going to feel better. Hope he puts a heating pad on his back and just tries to take it easy, because that's part of the problem. It's like me, ever since I had that migraine and was in bed for 4 days, I haven't recouped all the way. I mean, I've gone to the gym 3 times since then because I had to get my shots on Wednesday. Then I went to the gym and man, I barely made it through my routine. I didn't think I was going to make it. It was so hard. And even today I did it, but it was like I was barely made it. You know what I mean? When I was doing this, and I was getting to where I was hardly even sweating or anything because I was getting used to the routine. And then I up it a little bit, you know, add 5 more reps to this or whatever. And now I'm right back to 30 on each thing, on everything that I'm doing. except for my back sit-ups or whatever. I do 100 of those, but it's like, I just don't know if I'm gonna make it to the end. So I feel like I'm gonna die before I get there. But let's see what he said here. It says, when I get finished with the project, I don't get any depression. I just move on to the next project. Well, that's good. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't, you know. It just depends on what the project is, I guess. Sometimes it's more exciting thinking about, like the picture that I've got behind me. I can't do anything with it. I put the decoupage on it, but tomorrow during the game, I'll show you guys the picture that I finished. It's for a client, and I can't wait for them to see it once they get it framed and all that stuff. So it's going to be really nice. Hope they enjoy it. But
the last time I did a really big project was that big dragon, and I realized like that's probably the last really. They're going to have to release another dragon for me to feel like I'm being challenged again. And not that I'm a good painter by any means, but I knew that dragon I'd be able to do a good job on because there's so much you can play with on it. But I
haven't seen it yet. I mean, I saw you after you painted it, but I mean, I haven't seen it appear in any of the games.
I used it in one game.
You did? But I must have missed that one, didn't I?
Might have.
Yeah. Darn it. Yeah, I remember when you were working on that one.
But I haven't. Cool. This is my thing. This was the thing I worked on really hard, and I haven't been challenged on it since. So
I love the wing detail. It's a lot of detail. But what would be really cool is if you could buy some little tiny figures that you can interchange in putting them in the mouths of the different creatures. You know, like screaming, street urchins or whatever, it breaks into like a little pub and just starts, each head's grabbing people to eat or something. That would be a cool little, something to add to make your fights more believable and stuff, or even have it on display with it, with people's bodies hanging out of their mouth.
I think my new line of figurines, my new monsters will have the body parts falling out because I've got so much green stuff right now. I've got this green stuff. I've got this green stuff.
And what is that for?
This is like a modeling putty.
Yeah.
So I can do bits. Dangly, bloody bits.
Or like ooze coming out of their mouth or their nostrils.
Like their intestines. You got somebody in like their intestines.
Oh, okay. All right.
Like you got a half torso and the fucking guts and viscera dangling out of the rib cage.
I'll have to see one of them when you're finished with it. Let me look at it once you're done with your the torso. But before and after, I want to see it before it's gutted, so I can kind of get an idea. You stumbled in on him talking about stuff and how he creates certain things for his figurines that he makes while we're playing, because he uses them while we play our games. And so it kind of helps us with the visualization of what's going on during the streams. And he has two different teams. So you have two totally different types of creatures that we're interacting with. So I just told him he had a dragon that was out with 5 heads. And I told him we need to make little, like mutilated corpses to put in the mouth so they can like dangle out. Like, that's what they're doing. They're, raising havoc on people. But he was just asking about it. But
hey, Beowulf.
I just want to say thank you to everyone for hanging out for a little bit. Oh, he's asking about the games. So you can
Beowulf, the one game that I do quite a bit with is my own design, and I've started working on that more. In fact, today I started scribbling down some notes for how I'm going to write the rest of this document. Then the other game would be Pathfinder First Edition, but we play every Saturday. and Janet's in both of my campaigns. The gentleman here, the Crafting Gamer, he's in our alpha test group where I'm getting the rules down and putting them to the test with a good group. If you're interested, talk to some of the people in chat and get their approval. We are looking to probably hold tryouts soon.
Yeah, we don't know. We're missing someone. We haven't heard from them. And I've posted a few times on my timeline about him on X, and haven't heard anybody say anything yet. So
I haven't heard anything.
And he hasn't responded to any of my messages on my phone or anything. So I just don't, I'm just really worried. I hope he's okay. But this is what sucks right here. That's why I've notified two of my sisters that if something happens to me, for one of them to please get on my one of my
socials
sites, and tell people, I was in a car accident or whatever, something, so you guys will know something about what happened to me, because I don't want people to be left not having any information. I just think that's really hard, because I laid in bed for 4 days with a migraine. And the whole time I got a rodent supposedly in my truck engine chewing away at wire, one wire that took out something. So now I got to pay a lot of money to get that fixed. It's like, it just never stops, does it? This shit just keeps hitting the fan. But oh well, you can't do anything about it. I have to have a vehicle. Can't do anything without a truck. So it sucks. But thank you, everyone. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. And if you get a chance, come by and say hi to Bruce and I and the rest of us that are playing tomorrow. And hopefully stay away from any cities or anywhere you might feel is going to be like a protest or something, because there's just no reason to put yourself
healthy and not have injury.
Yeah.
No need for that.
Yeah, there's no reason for it. But watch the outro. He says he's so confused. What's the show about? Are you talking
about politics here?
Yeah, the Friday night shit show is usually we talk about stupid shit that's going on in the United States, whether it's with local dumbasses doing dumb stuff, or if it's the federal government doing dumb shit, or if it's congressmen or senators or just dumb idiots in the streets, and that's usually what we talk about. And if you get a chance later to come back and you get to watch it, you just scroll through the chat. I share almost every single link about what we talk about in the chat, so that people can go back and share it with their friends and family, especially if it's something you think is important, that some type of information. But most people aren't interested in politics. So, and it's funny though that the Friday night shit show hasn't gotten me near as much trouble as my Thursday night show.
That is kind of funny.
It's terrible, because I talk about the other things about trafficking and all that kind of stuff on the Thursday show, and I've gotten that one taken down. Like half my shows have been taken down. And I've gotten a couple strikes, and then had my channels turned off for 2 weeks, that kind of shit. It's just terrible. It's stupid. But did you see that Sean Ryan, the episode he did when he interviewed Jim Caviezel?
That'd be interesting to watch.
They took that down. The YouTube took it down, and they're not going to put it back up. And all he said he talked about was they talked about Jesus Christ, him being a Christian, and trafficking and stuff. That was it. And they took it down. So they don't like to stand up for certain people in our country. They only like one side. So it's really hard. But thank you, everyone, and hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Bye.
First off, let me convey to my family, friends, and supporters that now is not the time to gloat. We must remember that most of our left-leaning friends are good people who want the same things in life as we do, but simply think differently on how to get there. It is now time to be the bigger man, to extend an olive branch and unite all reasonable people of this great nation. God has blessed America, and together with President Trump, we will make America great again.